Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ring Ramble podcast. My name is V.
My name is Brad.
And finally, it's been a very long time. We actually had pre-filmed a video, but we were kind of like thinking of maybe like changing the video format for a while, but that's not probably going to happen for a little bit. So we're just going to go back to how our original format was, which is just showing the images, but we are considering possibly going on camera and such.
Doing more of a live scenario.
Yeah, like doing more, like you'll see us, it's more, I guess, interactive in that way. But yeah, my other idea was I was going to do like an animated sort of thing. I'm not even someone who likes to draw that much as I used to. That was a pain in the ass.
Right.
I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
Yeah, I have very limited editing skills, as you can tell from the way that the videos look. But yeah, a lot has happened. We're gonna talk today about the Saturday Night Main Event, which just occurred today. But honestly, overall, pretty boring. It was pretty boring. So
Definitely
I think
Rhea and Nia Jax was the best match.
Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that first, and then we'll talk about what's happened since and all that kind of other stuff. All right. So Saturday Night Main Event, January 25th. As you know, there was a Saturday Night Main Event last year. I'm assuming because this is going to be a frequent thing, I'm just going to date them. So, yeah, let's talk about the first match. Nia Jax versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. Rhea looks lovely as ever, by the way. It was a very typical match for Rhea. It seemed like something that she usually kind of does routinely in her matches. Didn't seem anything special as far as like a pay-per-view. I guess it's kind of a pay-per-view went. And then also because she's faced Nia before and just like less than a year ago. So
they brought out some stuff. They brought out some pretty cool moves for their size. I mean,
that's true.
So I mean, it was actually a little bit more special compared to other matches.
Before Rhea Ripley could be announced for, Nia Jax had headbutted her and started the match pretty much early. Both women were pulling pretty big moves early into the match, like you said. Rhea was basically exhibiting her inner Damian Priest babyface triumph. And there was a really cool reversal, though, by Rhea into this powerbomb. Nia also did Samoa Joe finisher at some points, which has actually won her quite a bit of matches too. Aside from her, typical like bonsai kind of move. Nia, she completed her finisher onto Rhea's back. Actually,
it looked pretty gnarly.
Much like the Ultimate Warrior. Not very useful though, like the Ultimate Warrior, because you have to flip them over from getting attacked on their back, so it's pretty useless in my opinion. I always had that opinion about the Ultimate Warrior and his finisher in that regard, but Rhea ended up replying with an electric chair, and Rhea ends up completing one Riptide surprisingly to win and retain the championship. Holy hell, that match ended really fast, super fast actually. Very surprising because Nia Jax is supposed to be this powerhouse of SmackDown. So you would kind of think when two worlds like that collide, I know we've seen it in the past, you would kind of expect a little bit more. And also, there was only 4 matches in this show, which I believe that's fine. I have no problem with it, but I thought they would extend these matches a little bit more.
Well, I mean, not with the Rumble coming up.
Well, yeah, that's why. I think this is just like a glorified pay-per-view kind of thing.
It's just a mini thing.
Yeah, kind of much like the NXT does, where it's just like the spring break-in and
it's probably just gonna have
that kind of stuff.
It could probably create a storyline. Maybe it's possible that this isn't the end of the Nia Rhea.
Oh, I mean,
situation.
They always do that. Because I mean, for Rhea and Nia, it's very limited to who they can fight and who they can have like a fairly even matchup with. Considering that a majority of the women's division are fairly small women, so yeah. In the crowd was also Alundra Blaze and Mark Henry, which was pretty interesting. Also, I guess, well, it was spaced out when they announced each person, but I guess I'll also mention the other people that were there. Dory Funk Jr., Hacksaw Jim Duggan with the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. And then Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard as well. And then obviously Jesse Ventura is there as well. So, all right, next match: Sheamus versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. There was like a little Steiner Math promo mention, which was pretty cool in the beginning. Honestly, cooler than the match. Let's be real. This match was
a lot of botchy spears.
Lots
going
of
on.
botch. Yeah, lots of botch.
Spears there from Braun, which was kind of sad to see for somebody that's his move.
Yeah.
Nicely, he did one cool spear though to Sheamus outside of the ring, where Sheamus jumped off the stairs, and it was actually pretty impactful, being the fact that Sheamus is as big as he is.
You're right, and it was pretty similar to the idea of when Carmelo and Braun Breaker spear at Battleground. I believe that was 2022. Yeah, it's pretty similar to that kind of thing. Sheamus ends up hitting Braun with a knee immediately after that, and I don't know what the name of that thing. It's crazy. I've seen Sheamus for so many years. I still don't know the name of when he does that chest thing.
Oh, it's the drum thing.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
well, he hit him 16 times. Let me know if you know what it is. Somebody.
I'm drawing a blank on it.
And that was followed by a Celtic Cross, which is essentially a Razor's Edge. And Braun ends up replying with a Gorilla Slam and a Frankensteiner. As Braun was gearing up for a spear, he was hit with a bro kick. And while he was being pinned, he broke the count just by putting his leg on the bottom rope, which just says a lot, quite a lot, honestly. And then this is where it just fumbled completely. There was this weird ass moment where Braun did like what looked like to be like an attempted spear, but it looked like a shoulder block because it was a really bad angle. I looked at my dad, and I'm like, what the hell was that? And then like move. 2 seconds later, the weirdest botch spear. And that was the finish for the match.
Victory. Yeah, it was really weird how that ended.
Yeah.
I don't know if he slipped
or like
something.
He put too much of his head on his chest. Like it was weird.
He didn't even put his shoulder into it.
No. It was like a headbutt to the chest. It made no sense.
Well, maybe it's also because Sheamus is a lot taller than Braun.
No, but he could jump and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was very strange. And Braun Breaker ends up retaining the title from that.
Which makes sense as well.
This was the most interesting part of the night, to be frank. The Shawn Michaels, Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes contract signing for Royal Rumble. So Shawn Michaels comes out to issue the Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes contract. First Kevin Owens came out, then Cody Rhodes. Neither men wanting to sit down because Shawn Michaels kept asking them. But he asserted that he will get their signatures at the end. Cody ended up signing first, which is funny. Well, that's just a good man setting aside his pride because, of course, they were being petty for a while, saying, I'm not going to sign it till he signs it kind of thing. Right. Well, just before Kevin was going to sign it, he got the mic and he basically told Cody, I didn't watch yesterday's SmackDown, but he said that yesterday at SmackDown, Cody said that Kevin takes the easy way out for things. Kevin says he never does because he could have easily beaten him at Bash in Berlin while Cody had an injury. And he also said that he believed that Cody takes the easy way out because he quit WWE when things got hard while Kevin stayed. Cody said he doesn't want to hear Kevin yap because he has a match to worry about more so at WrestleMania, which is I'm like, damn. Now I hope you lose it. I need a Cody heel turn. I'm so down with Kevin winning this actually. Kevin replies that he will take the title of the Royal Rumble as it's what he deserves after the last 10 years. Shawn Michaels calls Kevin Owens jealous of Cody. Kevin Owens aggressively explains how Shawn Michaels also quit when things got hard, much like Cody, and he will elevate the title and be the champion that everyone deserves. Kevin signs the contract, slams it towards Shawn Michaels. Both the fake and the real undisputed title are hung above each man to display their ladder match at Royal Rumble. Kevin Owens gives a weak punch to Cody behind Shawn Michaels' back. Kevin attacks Shawn Michaels to give him, I think, a pedigree. I'm not sure what was it? The stunner.
No.
What was it?
He was going to give him that pile driver that he gave to Cody.
Oh, to Cody. Oh, yeah. Okay.
He was going to try that.
But just before he could do that, Cody ends up kicking Kevin, followed by the Shawn Michaels completing a Sweet Chin Music on Kevin.
Still had the range.
Yep,
his legs still went up in a good angle.
I'm 20 and I can't even do that.
It's very surprising. Very surprising.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Speaking of not that cool, but I thought it was gonna be Braun Strowman versus Jacob Fatu. I get it why it ended the way that it did.
Why would you think that was gonna be cool?
I thought it was.
No,
I wanted to see
very limited stuff that can be done there.
Well, true, but I wanted to see maybe Jacob Fatu could do like a Samoan drop.
Which he ended up doing.
Okay, underwhelming, but
of course because of how he had to do it.
Fatu was actually speaking a lot before
they're really pushing him now.
Got to the ring with Tama Tonga as well.
Is he in the Rumble?
Oh, good point. I don't think so, but he might be someone that's a surprise, I guess. Like, not like a surprise, but
be a winner.
Anyways, Jacob did a suicide dive onto Braun, which is pretty impressive for a guy his size. A nasty shoulder tackle by Braun during his little train move. The second time around the ring, he basically blasted Jacob across the announce desk. And then the third time around, that's when Jacob does this very light Samoan drop onto the desk, which does not break, unfortunately, given the
really
Netflix change. I don't know if... Well, I didn't pay attention to that desk, but I'm sure it was fancy like the Netflix ones. And those you do not want to break, it seems.
No.
Jacob went about like 7 times hit. I don't know what the name of the move is, so I said 7 times hitting his ass.
Hits that hip.
Hip
thrust thing.
Into the corner onto Braun's head, which is funny because like 7 of those times you could clearly tell that he was not making contact whatsoever.
The angle of the camera was not good. Someone needed to talk to the cameraman.
Yeah, and the ref started arguing with Jacob, and Jacob replies by flinging the ref out of the ring and continued to do some more of those slams until the bell was rang to end the match. Jacob grabs a chair, puts it into the ring, and Braun's still down. Security comes in, and Jacob flung a chair at a random future wrestler. All the security...
He took that pretty good, though.
He did. All the security was trying to help Braun while scared of Jacob, and Jacob was able to deliver his moonsault thrice to Braun.
Let's not forget that Braun was also busted up bleeding before that happened.
Yeah, and Tama Tonga seemingly trying to control Jacob. And surprisingly, the crowd was chanting for Jacob Fatu. They were actually booing him.
Everybody was cheering
before
for Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
After that was over.
It was so interesting. But that match ended so quick as well. So did the Braun and uh-oh. We have 2 new kittens and they're like crawling all over the place. He just dropped the little thing. Yeah, the stick thing. All right. Yeah. All these matches were fast, including this next one, which is the last one, which is Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. Also, by the way, imagine having to go to pay-per-view to see this, because we saw this.
That's right, we did.
We saw this for the Intercontinental.
That's true.
But that, the bloodline was a thing at that time. Gunther quickly is attacking to start this match off, pretty much like how Nia Jax match went. Lots of very hard hitting kicks and chops, stuff like that. Powerbomb by Jey. I put a note here, to be honest, boring ass match.
It wasn't that great.
Jey managed to land a spear with the crowd excited. For some reason,
People were stoked because this was leading to the possible upset. That's why.
Much like the day we went.
Yes, everyone was excited. However, hit the spear. We thought that was it might have happened.
Nah, I was like, he didn't do Uso splash, so that's not even gonna happen, Until he landed a very ass cheek spear, followed by Uso splash with a kick out by Gunther. Jey is getting a lot of praise, but very soon after that, Gunther lands 2 consecutive power bombs in the most underwhelming finish.
And then he just flopped for that pin for the second time. Looked like he lost his balance and fell forward. Yeah. It was pretty bad.
And he retained.
Yeah.
That was the end of the night.
But I mean, were you expecting anything else, though? Were you thinking that Jey Uso was possibly going to win? There's no way. We're going to Rumble.
It's kind of hard to... I didn't have any expectations going into this because we have not been following up too well. NXT more so than anything.
Well, I mean, the only thing that I will say that we've been following and paying attention to is Penta on Raw.
And Raw.
And that's about it.
Good thing you mentioned this. Actually, let's talk about Raw a little bit. That Raw on Netflix, since we haven't, because that pay-per-view that we just watched was kind of duty cheeks. But Raw on Netflix, it feels different. Obviously, it has to be, right? I mean, it has to. But however, I would say, if you want to keep an audience, a new audience on that, I get why you would put so many legends in it. But also that kind of misleads a new audience's perspective of what these shows are going to be like on the weekly basis. I felt like they didn't need to put so many of them. I felt like because I know this backstage thing with Rhea Ripley's match, for example. Mm-hmm. Becky Lynch was supposed to originally show up at the end of that. Right. Thank fucking God she didn't. But but they filled it in with Taker. I have no problem with Taker, but considering we saw Rock and Hogan already, and just the way it was panned out with just a photo op, essentially, they did not need to put him in there at all. They could have just gone without. They could have just had Rhea go up to the front with her fireworks. She's a new champion. That's it. They didn't have to do all that. It felt very.
Are you talking about the first one?
The first one. I'm talking about the first one.
Obviously we're gonna have the.
No, I know that. I'm just saying. I understand why they do it.
For sure.
I think they should do it.
Sure.
But I think they put too many people, and I think that also took away from. I don't know. I just feel like when a new viewer is gonna watch the one for the next week, they're gonna be like, oh, but I don't know these people. It's kind of hard to because the legends. You know what I mean? I feel like they're not gonna think that the production value or the star power is gonna be nearly as high as it was in the first one because they already know all these people. I don't know if that makes sense. I know that's just like a happenstance kind of thing. I know people are gonna have to obviously you're gonna have to watch these things with the open mind and understand that these guys are way too old to continually be in the show. So at some point, it's just gonna be these new people that you probably don't know yet. I get that. It's just that was just a little peeve that I kind of had about the whole thing. The Hogan thing was crazy. I mean, I live in LA. I could have already told them yeah, probably don't bring this guy here. People are not gonna like him. I'm surprised they didn't already know that, but I just felt bad for Jimmy Hart in that moment. You?
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
I felt bad.
They didn't need to boo Hogan, but I guess I understand why they did. He's still a legend, regardless.
Yeah, he's still a legend.
He still did the good work. He still was what made wrestling at the time.
Right.
Sure, he freaking has some flaws that everybody does, and he just got called out on his flaws because he was too big. So I mean, not really surprised.
I don't think that's catching anything.
Not really surprised about what happened.
Yeah, no. As for CM Punk defeating Seth Rollins, I found that awfully surprising. I'm just really glad for Pentagon Jr., bro. That was amazing. What a great debut. No better person to, fight against than Chad Gable. Pentagon Jr., super fan over here. Can you put some input? Fuck, bro.
Okay, it's just that one of
the kitties.
One of the kitties got in the drawer.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So no. Penta, incredible. Chad Gable deserves all the credit in the world to be the first guy.
Perfect destroyer, by the way.
Perfect destroyer. The chemistry was good because it's a pro. Chad Gable freaking carried that match and made Penta a superstar like he is.
Yeah.
And then, how do you top it off? You go to the next following week. Penta goes up against
Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne, which was just another freaking incredible one because Pete Dunne is an incredible wrestler as well.
Yep.
And made Penta look good. So, if I'm going to sit here and say anything right now about Penta other than those two great matches he had, how do you follow up the third? How are you going to follow up on Monday when he goes and wrestles on Monday? Who's he going to go up against this time? Who else is it possibly that says you got Chad Gable, one of the best there is. Then you got Pete Dunne, who's another incredible wrestler. Who would be the next person?
I don't know. I don't know much about like who's coming next or whatever, but I don't think he's gonna be wrestling anybody this week because isn't Chad Gable supposed to train with that mystery man?
You mean Aleister Black?
I don't think it's Aleister Black, but
well, I think it's Aleister Black.
I wanted to be Ray Phoenix.
Well, no.
Or somebody else. Somebody else. Wait, who was it that I did? Santos. Santos, because they're both heels. Him and Dominic.
But wasn't Santos on... He was on SmackDown, right?
Yeah, but he can still go cross over.
Not anymore. That's how
yes,
they all switched those over.
No, he can still cross over. What the fuck you mean?
Santos ain't going to go to Raw, dude.
No, not like officially. Just for that day.
Oh, I don't know.
Dude, they do that all the time, bro. I don't know what you're saying. But, Chelsea Green as the first ever women's U.S. champion is great.
Which I agree. I mean, she has definitely earned the that opportunity to be a champ. I think her character, and she's won over the crowd. Definitely.
If it wasn't for the amount of uproar on social media, I doubt she would have been in this position because a lot of people really like her.
Oh, yeah.
And Lyra Valkyria, I was really not seeing that coming. I mean, obviously towards the end with like Dakota being there, they snubbed Dakota a lot, so it kind of made sense that it was going to be Lyra. But yeah, I mean, they grow up so fast, am I right?
That's
I remember when she was on NXT.
That's true.
Yeah, it was crazy, but I'm really happy for her. That's really great. Some great stuff. What else has happened? Besides the obvious.
Got the Royal Rumble was actually...
Oh, what?
I said the Royal Rumble is next week.
Oh, well, the Royal Rumble's next week. Well, we'll have a video about that. No. That's going to be a whole other thing.
Oh.
We're going to talk about the people, who we think is going to win, who we think is going to appear, such and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was that we attended the NXT New Year's Eve here in LA. We actually did go to that. We were actually on the floor, and we were right by where they were passing by. I'll put some video clips in there because that shit was awesome.
Oh, no way.
What a great night.
It was an awesome night.
Dude, we saw the motherfucking Rock, bro. Had freaking aura radiating on him.
Pretty impressive.
It was crazy. And right above us too was CM Punk was sitting there. He was trying to hide from the crowd. It was pretty funny.
During The Rock's promo.
During The Rock's last 6 minutes of talking. But it was great. We got to see Julia become champ, defeating Roxanne Perez, and Oba Femi also defeating Trick Williams. Trick Williams, essentially his probably last match or close to his last match on NXT, which was awesome. We witnessed like 3 bouts of history, because that would be those two, including seeing Jey Uso get his first singles title as well in the past. It was great. It was the funny part though was like that was such a great night, and then we go outside after the event's over. I'm like, why does it smell like smoke? It smells very smoky.
That's when the California fires
began. I'm like, maybe it's local. We go all the way back home. I'm like, I could still smell it, and then fires everywhere. Everywhere in LA. Yep. Yeah, it was interesting, but I mean I had a really good night that night.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Fun. It was good times.
Yeah, it was definitely a very unique experience, because like the times that I have gone to these shows, I mean we've been like pretty much all the way in the top on the nosebleeds, so this was like really cool to be on the floor. Yeah, it was really really cool. A nice venue too, but yeah, it was a really great time. I wanted to talk about that earlier, but yeah, we did make a video previously, like I said, about what we wanted to see this year. I think we'll probably remake that one, because I've gotten some more ideas that kind of correlate to that in regards to like predicting for this year and all that stuff.
I think on Wednesday though we're actually going to do our predictions of
for the Rumble, yeah.
Like who the legends we think are going to be, who are the mystery like shock characters that are going to show up.
Yep.
And who's possibly going to win.
Yeah. Who might come out on this number, possibly.
I don't know. Well,
it's hard to predict that.
But I think it's just picking the legends that will show up.
Who do we not want to show up? I have one in mind.
Sure. I mean, and possibly who's going to win, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do that on Wednesday.
Well, it will come out on Friday
for sure.
For y'all, but yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, just got too long of like not uploading, and then we're just gonna wait till the new year. And we're like, now we can't figure out what format we want to do, so now we're just kind of back to the same thing. But eventually, we'll upgrade a little bit.
Yeah, we'll upgrade it.
But yeah, that's that pay-per-view and all the stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Have a good one.
Bye.